Whoa, they're mad. This hive is mad. It's just a matter. More angry hive. You gotta. This hive is crazy. Alright, welcome to another video. Today we're going to be making sugar water and also going to be giving it to the bees. The things that you're going to need is you're going to need a pot to cook it in. And actually sugar water is exactly what it's named. It's water with sugar in it. So we're going to be dissolving the sugar in the water. So that's what the pot's for. We've got about 4 cups of sugar and about 4 cups of water. This half-gallon jug right here is just to put it in. I let it cool on the stove with the top on, and that just stops flies or bugs from flying into it. And then I also use a spatula, just a little rubber spatula, to stir it, and the paper towels just to put the spatula on, to stop things from getting really messy. All right, let's get to dissolving some sugar. Okay, so first we're gonna put our water inside of our pot. Just pour slowly. Nice. So we got 4 cups of water in there. We got our 4 cups, about 4 cups of sugar. Pour that in there. So I'm doing the 1-to-1 ratio. So 1-to-1, 1 part sugar, 1 part water. That's the solution that I'm doing. You can do like 2-to-1, but that's more like fall, and I don't really do that. All right, so then you just turn on your stove. There you go. I put about medium heat, and so this amount will make about a half gallon, a little under. When you'll know it's done when you can see the bottom of the pan again. All right, so it's been about 3 minutes, and as you can see the bottom of the pot. All right, so that's basically a signal that it's done. So I'm gonna turn off my stove, put the top on like this, and I'll scooch it back here so nobody messes with it. There you go. All right, and then I'll leave it there for about 40 to 45 minutes, maybe even an hour. And then I'll transfer it into this container. Then I'll put it into the fridge to let it cool down the rest of the way. And I'll see you then so we can bring it out to the bees. All right, so first, you're gonna grab your cups. So I use this type of feeder. And so you're gonna grab your cups, have your tops handy. So then you're gonna grab your sugar syrup that we just made just a second ago. Then you're gonna unscrew the lid. Then you're gonna take it, and you're gonna pour it in. Since you live in Florida, it actually gets algae in it sometimes, so I like to make sure I wash it. You can if you experience algae in your sugar syrup bottles, but I just fill it all the way up. So this is a half gallon worth of sugar syrup, just about. So as you can see, got 2 jugs, sugar syrup in it. Screw the tops on, like so. All right, I'm gonna get out there, get into my bee suit. Let's give them their sugar syrup. All right, now right here, I'm gonna get my bee suit on, just as a precaution so they don't sting me. I don't wanna get stung. And just one quick note, so I let my sugar syrup cool down just so that my bees don't get burnt when they drink it, and also just so that the plastic doesn't get too hot and possibly melt or something like that. So I let it cool down for a couple hours, sometimes a couple days. If they don't need it immediately, that can be a couple days. But I keep it in my fridge in a half-gallon container. So yeah, mine stays pretty cool. And I got my zip up the bee suit, get the gloves on, we'll be all set. just rained, so it's still kind of wet. Look at all of them down there. What I like to do is I like to make sure nice and tight. You can see, look at how much water is in there. So much water. So I'm gonna empty that out real quick so that my sugar syrup doesn't just go in on the water. I'm gonna hold the box steady here. There you go. Once everything is in there, then you get your sugar syrup. You don't typically have to do that, but it rained, so then you just set it on. Gentle. Make sure it's on there. There you go. Let's do it to the other one. Looks like there's some water in there. It looks like they did a good job keeping it out, so. Whoa, they're mad. This hive is mad. It's just a matter. More angry hive. So you gotta be very gentle though as we put this back in there, because they're all over the place. Gotta make sure we don't, try not to squish bees, but it's kind of impossible because they're everywhere. Alright, I'm gonna step back. This hive is crazy. Alright, and now we're done. Thanks for watching this video. I hope you learned all that you need to know from making the sugar syrup to giving it to the bees. I hope you have a wonderful day. See you in the next video.